You know, I guess people took it wrong or whatever happened is whatever happened. And
Yeah.
we really, you know, me and my wife are fine, and we just want people to know, you know, we live and love each other.
But on December 7th, 2003, things took a much darker turn.
Fulton County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Ma'am, I'm at, what's the address?
Repeat that for me. Repeat the address, ma'am. Hello?
A distraught Whitney placed a 911 call after Bobby allegedly struck her following a dispute at their suburban Atlanta home. Despite visible injuries, Whitney happily accompanied Bobby to court. Later, it would be Bobby's turn to support Whitney, as she twice sought help for her many addictions.
It's a team effort. Whenever somebody is ill, it takes two to make everything work. So I just felt I had to be there for her, just like she was there for me when I went through my rehab stint. She's doing wonderful, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Are you sure?
she's getting ready to start recording.
Yeah.
Again.
He wanted to do it. I was like,
Never one to keep private, Bobby put the family out there again with his own reality show called Being Bobby Brown.
It's cool. I don't know how it is with them.
we had fun. We had fun, yeah. Yeah, it's the Browns.
Eventually, though, the fun was over for Whitney. She filed for divorce in October of 2006, and the couple is now battling over custody of their 15-year-old daughter, Bobby Christina. In the end, the explosive love that held them together tore them apart. All right, still ahead, we know about Bobby's battles with drugs, but what about Whitney's own demons? Our exclusive with her childhood friend and supposed drug dealer. What he reveals about Whitney's alleged drug problems. And 10 years later, we uncover a lost interview with Whitney. Plus, classic Bobby and Whitney, what their outrageous moments revealed about their crumbling relationship. And later, the future of Whitney Houston. Can she return to the top? Find out when Celebrity Expose returns.
Are you confident that this is the end of her personal troubles?
I'm very confident. Yes, I'm very confident.
The drugs?
Yes, I'm very confident.
Bobby Brown in 2005 saying then-wife Whitney's troubles are behind her after her second stint in rehab. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Celebrity Expose. I'm Tony Potts. So the question is, when did Whitney's troubles with drugs really begin? One man claims he sold drugs to Whitney, and he says that she and Bobby bought drugs together.
I supplied her years ago, 15 years ago. I was in that trade. I had a past, but that's the past. But she stayed with it.
Whitney Houston's friend and alleged former drug dealer, Kevin Skinner, claimed he sold drugs to Whitney. After going to prison in 1988 for selling cocaine, Skinner claimed in this 2004 interview he was clean.
Whitney Houston was like my little sister, Nippy. We call her Nippy. Before she was a singer, I used to take her mother and her to concerts.
His claims went beyond selling drugs to Whitney. He said that Whitney and Bobby would actually drive together to purchase drugs on the tough streets of Newark, New Jersey.
Cocaine, it was cocaine, marijuana, you know, that kind of thing.
The very week of Whitney's much-publicized rehab stint in March of 2004, Skinner claimed she had been in rehab 2 years prior.
It was a long time coming. It should have been happening. It should have happened a long time ago.
He described it as one unsuccessful week, but was elated that she was getting help once again.
The world loves her. I love her. But she needs to get herself together. That's what her father said on his dying bed.
Whitney's father, John Houston, passed away in 2003. Unfortunately, he and Whitney were not on the best of terms.
It's a sad situation to let your father die with a broken heart.
At that time, John's company was suing Whitney for $100 million, claiming she didn't pay them for her huge record deal. But did Skinner, who was John's business partner, reveal these drug claims because of the then pending suit? In 2003, Whitney said she had no business dealings with Skinner, and the lawsuit was dismissed in April 2004.
If she was straight-minded, it wasn't under the influence, she would have paid us, she would have paid her father and myself while he was alive. You know, I guess drug impairs your vision or your thought pattern.
Her godmother is Aretha Franklin, her cousin Dionne Warwick, her mother a gospel singer. Music was in Whitney's blood from the time of conception. But what was it about Whitney's beginnings, if anything, which caused one of the biggest celebrity implosions of all time? Now, 10 years later, we uncover a lost interview with Whitney and her mother.
Mom, my role model. I think more, it was basically my mother, you know, because she was real to me.
Emerging from the archives, an almost forgotten interview with a 24-year-old Whitney, young and vibrant, Whitney shares kind words for her mother.
It wasn't like I had to reach for a star or look at somebody and say, oh, I want to be like them. My mother was a great example to me as far as, values and morals and things of that nature.
With that incredible voice, which soared to the top of the pop charts in the mid-'80s through the '90s, her range and style were stunning. In 1986, she won her first of many Grammys. As for those who follow Whitney,
as far as doing it like Whitney does it, or, that's impossible, I would imagine that if you're going to do it, then do it better than me, I would like that.
Before the world had heard such an amazing voice, Whitney was just a little girl nicknamed Nippy, who dreamed of singing in her mother's New Hope Baptist Church choir.
She started in the basement. I always rehearsed at home. I had mirrors downstairs in the basement. She'd go down there, put on my high heel shoes and wigs and started microphone, and she wasn't in tune or anything, but she was developing her lungs.
This shy little girl with dreams of stardom was born on August 9, 1963 in Newark, New Jersey, and grew up in the working class section of East Orange at 362 Dodge Street. Whitney was the third and last child of Grammy-winning gospel great Cissy Houston, founder of Sweet Inspiration, the potent soul group which sang backup for legends Elvis Presley and Aretha Franklin.
I sing because I'm happy.
Whitney's father, the late John Houston, was a truck driver who left home when she was 3. Though he remained involved in Whitney's life, Cissy was the guiding force, ensuring that her daughter was surrounded by love, music, and the Spirit of the Lord.
That's exactly how I raised them, to believe that when you think there's no hope, there's always hope. Because if you have faith in God, and He's always there.
By age 11, Whitney had gone from rehearsing in the basement to performing as a soloist in the junior gospel choir.
She was supposed to do this solo that I had worked with. It was just a little chant, actually, and she had the solo part there. And I had worked with her on it, and she'd done it very well and whatnot.
By the age of 15, Whitney sang backup vocals on her mom's record, Think It Over. But before she got into the music business, Cissy made sure Whitney first graduated from high school.
My mother held me back a little bit because my mother, I think, felt that there were things I needed to know about life and living before I jumped into show business, which is a whole nother world.
But you can't keep talent like Whitney's bottled up forever. Music executive Clive Davis was instrumental in discovering Whitney, the 19-year-old he signed to Arista Records in 1983. Clive knew instantly he had a winner on his hands.
I saw Whitney do 2 songs in her mother's act, and I said, if there's going to be a performer for the next generation who combines the fiery gospel of Aretha Franklin with the beauty and elegance and lyric phrasing of Alina Horn, it will be Whitney Houston.
Although she had grown up modestly in East Orange, New Jersey, and was no stranger to the streets, Clive and his camp went about creating a glamorous image for Whitney. He rounded her rough edges to create a polished Whitney who emerged on TV and in music videos.
It's important to say